let's move ahead with the session now. In the today's class, I would like to discuss about what is the testing, why we are going for testing, what are the various types we have under this testing, and then what is an automation testing, when can we go for automation testing, why Selenium, its advantages. So these are all the basic concepts which I would like to explain in a today's session for you all. Okay, that's fine. I would like to start from the scratch and I would like to explain about all these concepts to you people. That's fine. So let's start with what is the testing and why we are going for testing. These two are the most important things. So let's see about what is the testing and why we are going for this testing. So to discuss this one, now let me come up with a small example. And here is the example. Assume that this is Surendra and he is to develop websites with his team. Okay, he do have a few team members. With his team members, he is to develop websites. Whereas Srini is a person who is looking for some kind of training portal, which is srinitrainings.com. Okay, which is srinitrainings.com. She wanna develop a website which is srinitrainings.com. Okay, with this particular one, what exactly we need to do over here means, what exactly we need to do, she is looking for some kind of a person who is gonna develop websites. From Google, she came to know that max people will charge $500 and they took around 6 months of time to develop websites. Okay, to develop websites. And from one of her friends, she came to know that Surendra is a person who is gonna develop websites. Okay, who's going to develop websites within 10 days, and he is charging just $99. Okay, that's fine. So here she took this much of information and she approached this person to develop her websites. Okay, she approached this particular person to develop her website. So Surendra accepted her requirements and he started working on that, and he was supposed to deliver the application on 10th December. And as per the given commitment, Surendra delivered the application on 8th December itself. Okay, Surendra delivered her application on 8th December itself. So by looking into the application, Srini immediately started marketing, like posting his training ads. Okay, he started posting his training ads on various kinds of websites, and his minimum requirement, or else his minimum idea is that at least he needs to get 5 inquiries in a day. Okay, at least he need to get 5 inquiries in a day. That's what his requirement or else his idea is. But around 4 days were passed, not even a single inquiry. Okay, not even a single inquiry within these 4 days. Then he thought to cross check whether his website is working properly or not. And when he tried to open the application, page not found error got displayed. Okay, when he tried to open the application, page not found error got displayed. So it means with this particular one, okay, with this particular one, he noticed that whatever the website which was developed by Surendra is having issues, and because of which he is not getting any inquiries. Okay, he is not getting any inquiries. Then he approached Surendra to solve those issues. Roughly this time, Surendra took around 30 days time to fix his issues. Okay, that's fine. So that's fine. After 30 days, he resolved that particular issue and he delivered the application back. And even whenever Srini is still working on that, he is having a few more issues. Roughly 1 year was passed, still his website was not yet completed. Okay, 1 year was passed and still his website was not yet completed. Okay, so that's fine. So here the ultimate point over here is, for suppose if Aarti, one of his friends, Srini friends, was planning to build a similar kind of a portal, and she asked Srini that he knows anyone who develops these kinds of websites. Here my small question over here is, does Srini will refer Surendra to his friends? Okay, so does Srini will refer his friends to Surendra? So that's what a simple point over here. See, the answer for this one is Surendra is a person who delivered a quality less application to Srini, with which he is not gonna refer to any one of his friends, and even he will convey that not to go with his person, with this Surendra. So with which Surendra is slowly losing his business. Okay, Surendra is slowly losing his business. Okay, is this point clear for everybody?
Uh, yes.
Fine,
Yes.
that's fine, guys. So done up to here. So the point over here is, okay, so the point over here is, generally the ultimate thing happen over here is, let me make a note over here, due to quality less product which was delivered by Surendra to Srini, slowly Surendra is losing his business, right? The point over here is, if he has a given a quality application to the customer, Okay, if he has given a quality application to the customer, here in case the customer is Srini, then for sure he will get more business, right? Then for sure he will get a
Yes.
more business. So the ultimate point over here is, okay, so the ultimate point over here is, how come Surendra will decide the quality of the application? The simple point over here is, okay, the simple point over here is, once after the application was developed and before delivering the application to the customer, one person from Surendra's organization will check whether the developed application is working as per the customer expectation or not, or it is having any issues. So if at all it is having any issues, this person will raise all those issues to his team so that they are going to fix those issues. So the ultimate thing happening over here is, even though there are issues, okay, even though there are issues, one person from Surendra's organization is identifying the issues and he is raising the issues to their team itself. So what it will happen, what are all the issues are there in the application? What are all their issues in the application? One person is identifying them, okay, one person is identifying them and he is escalating those issues. So Surendra's team will fix those issues and they will deliver the application to the customer. Okay, Surendra's team will fix those issues and they will deliver the application to the customer. It means whenever Srini is using the application, he won't face any issues. The reason is, one person identified all the issues in the application and he raised all those issues. And this person, we can call it as a tester. The ultimate objective of a tester is to identify the issues in the application. Okay, in order to identify the issues in the application, a tester is conducting testing from his end. Okay, a tester will test the application like a end user and he will try to identify all the issues in the app. The reason is, why a tester needs to identify the issues in the application. If a tester identified all the issues, Surendra's team contains developers also. They are gonna fix those issues and with which they are going to deliver a quality application to the customer. A quality application to the customer. So the conclusion point over here is, okay, the conclusion point over here is, in order to decide the quality of the application, a tester is conducting testing from his end. The ultimate objective of the tester is to identify issues in the application. Why a tester needs to identify the issues? If a tester identified all the issues and whenever they are delivering the application to the customer, so the customer doesn't identify those issues with which the organization is delivering a quality application to the customer. Okay, whenever we are delivering a quality application to the customer means for sure we will get a future business from him. Okay, so this is the point. So this is the way why we are conducting testing and what exactly a testing means. Testing means to verify whether the developed application is meeting customer needs or not. See, the simple thing is the application, whatever we have developed, it needs to develop as per the customer needs itself. So, as a tester, we need to verify whether the developed application is meeting the customer needs or not. Always, the tester will think like an end user point of view. Okay, it means the person who is accessing the application, how this person will access the application, what are all the various kinds of issues he will face, like that. So the tester will test the application like an end user point of view, and the ultimate goal of a tester is to identify issues in the application. Identify issues in the application. That's fine. Am I clear for everybody, or do you people have any specific questions over here, guys? You can use the chat window. Am I clear for everyone? Guys, is this point clear for you? You can use the chat window to address your questions. Okay, fine. Done up to here. So this is about a testing and why we are going for testing and all those things. So let me show you a pictorial representation again. So this is the testing. Testing was subdivided into two types, guys. Okay, see here, testing, and it is one is a functional testing, and the other one is an non-functional testing. So what does it mean? A functional testing and as well as a non-functional testing. So generally, whenever we are verifying the functionality of an application, okay, whenever we are verifying the functionality of an application, which we can call it as a functional testing. An example for this one is, okay, an example for this one is, assume that we are working on a Gmail application. The basic functionality involved in a Gmail application is a login scenario. So, for suppose, when you enter the user ID, when you enter the password, and when you click on a login button, we are going to verify whether login button got displayed or not, or else whether log out button got displayed or not, which we can call it as a functional testing. Or else, another best example is a facebook.com. We just opened the facebook.com and we entered the credentials. Whenever we click on a login button, we need to check whether we are able to log in into the app or not. Okay, which we can call it as a functionality of an application. If at all we are testing all these aspects, which we can call it as a functional testing, guys. Okay, which we can call it as a functional testing. That's fine. Which we can call it as a functional testing. Then what is a non-functional testing? What is a non-functional testing then? The example is, assume that you have a car and its maximum capacity is 10 users, and whenever the 10 users are there, the car will move with 100 kilometers per hour. So this is the maximum speed whenever the 10 users are there within a car. Assume that in case there are around 50 users in a car. Now, whether the car will move with the same speed, as the load is keep on increasing, the car speed will reduce, which is it could be around 50 kilometers per hour. And the same way, assume that there are around 100 users are there on a car. As of now, the car will move with a 5 kilometers per hour. The reason is the load is increasing, hence automatically speed is getting reduced. And even another best example is, assume that you are using a ICICIbank.com for internet banking. Okay, for internet banking you are using an ICICIbank.com, wherein which in this particular one, whenever you are trying to access the application from every month starting from 28th to 2nd, the site will respond very slowly the site will respond. The reason is, within this time frame, maximum users will try to access the application, hence its speed will reduce. Okay, hence its speed will reduce. So the same thing over here, the whole concept of which we can call it as a performance testing. Okay, which comes under non-functional testing, that's fine. And another non-functional testing which we have is, let me show you here. For suppose, okay, for suppose this is your application and this is screen 1, wherein which you have a username field like this, password field, and a login button. And the text on this one is, okay, and the text on this particular one is username, password, and login. Okay, so username, password, and as well as a login. So this is my screen 1, and I'm just opening another screen or else another paint document. So having a screen 2, and this is the username field, here is the password field, and here is a login button. Screen 2, and the text over here is a username, password, see login. See, if you compare the screen 1 and a screen 2, which screen looks more appropriate for us guys? Among these screen 1 and a screen 2, which screen looks more appropriate for us? Screen 2 looks more appropriate than screen 1. Okay, so in the non-functional testing, one kind of a testing is a performance testing, and the second one is a UI testing. Okay, the second one is a UI testing, where in which, okay, where in which we are going to verify the user interface of an application. So these things comes under a non-functional testing. Okay, these things will comes under a non-functional testing. That's fine, guys. So am I clear for everybody so far, or do you people have any questions for me? Guys, if at all you are having any questions, please address me. Do you people have any questions, guys? You can use a chat window, or else you can unmute yourself and you can ask me whether it is a clear, or do you have any specific questions for me or not. Dheeraj, Shankar, Amar, Amit.
Surendra, this is Amit here.
Yeah,
I have
please.
a question for you. Can you please elaborate the UI testing?
So you want me to explain about what exactly a testing?
UI testing. Can you elaborate that for me, please, one more time?
Sure, we'll do that.
Okay, thank you.
Fine. So that's fine, guys. So I just explained about the up to here. Okay, one is a functional testing and a non-functional testing. So let me give you a small example first, and then I will come back what exactly a testing means. Okay, before recapping this concept, what exactly is a testing, let me give you a small example first, and then I will explain about what exactly a testing means. So an example. So the task given to me is a washing of clothes. In order to perform this task, I have two different ways. The first one is I can wash by hand, else I can use a machine. Okay, I can use a washing machine also to perform this task. So whenever you are going for a hand, roughly it requires around 3 hours of time, and around 100% of human effort is required, right? 100% of a human effort is required. Whenever we are going for a machine, it needs just 30 minutes of time, and where in which 5% of a human effort is required to perform the same task. So in order to perform this task, usually which method we will prefer? Obviously we will go for the second method itself, right? We will be going for the second method itself, as it is saving our time and reducing our effort. We are going for this second option itself for sure. Okay, we are going for the second option itself for sure. Okay, that's fine. So the other point over here is the first one, the hand one, I can compare it with a manual testing. The second one I can compare it with an automation testing. Okay, the hand one I can compare it with a manual testing. So in a manual testing, okay, we need to test the application manually. We need to add each and every scenario manually. Whereas automation testing means, instead of we are gonna test the application, a computer program will test the application. Okay, a computer program will test that particular application, which we can call it as an automation testing. And like how, as of now, in the current markets, there are n number of washing machine manufacturers are there. The same way, okay, the same way, there are n number of automation tools available in
Hello.
markets. Yeah.
Yeah, Surendra, I'm not able to see like what you're typing.
Okay. Sorry. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, yes.
Sorry. Fine.
Okay, that's okay.
Good. So here, in a current market, there are n number of automation tools available in a market. Okay. There are n number of automation tools available in a market. Based on our needs, we will choose one tool to automate our applications. Okay, in order to automate our applications, we are gonna choose one tool among all the list. Okay, that's fine. Done up to here. So the ultimate point over here is, in the current market, there are a n number of automation tools like QDP, Selenium, Sahi Pro, etc. Among all the tools, nowadays, majority of the people are going for Selenium. Okay, maximum people are preferring Selenium to automate their applications. Why Selenium? Okay, why max to max people are preferring Selenium to automate their applications? The simple reason why max to max people are going for Selenium. Okay, why Selenium and its advantages? Okay, before explaining this concept, let me explain you about what exactly a testing means. Let me re-explain this concept. See, the simple point is testing an application. So what exactly the meaning of a testing an application means? As a tester, we need to validate the application, okay, to identify, in order to identify issues in the application. See, the simple reason why we are conducting testing from our end means, the simple reason is, okay, the simple reason why we are conducting testing on any kind of an application, the reason is, assume that without conducting testing on an application, earlier we have seen that without conducting testing on any application, we deliver the application to the customer. So what it will happen, as we deliver the application to the customer, he identified issues in the app. To avoid such things, we are conducting testing from our end. The ultimate objective of a testing is to identify the issues in the application. Okay, in order to identify the issues in the application, we are conducting testing from our end. Generally, software testing means it's a process of verifying, are we developing the right product or not, and validating whether the developed product is right or not. So this is the definition of a software testing, which we will be discussing in detail about this definition in our tomorrow's class. The ultimate objective of a conducting testing is to identify the issues in the application, and the goal of a tester is to identify the applications, and the ultimate objective is to deliver a defect-free application to the customer. Okay, in order to deliver a defect-free application to the customer, we are conducting testing from our end. That's fine. Am I clear for you all so far? That's fine. And so far we have seen about what is the Selenium and why we are going for Selenium, all these stuff. So the next point over here is advantages of Selenium. Okay, why we are going for Selenium? What are all the various advantages? The first advantage is it's an open source tool. So it means anyone can simply download this software for free of a cost, and they can install and they can automate their applications using Selenium. Okay, anyone can simply download this one, and anyone can simply automate their applications using this particular Selenium tool. They no need to pay even a single rupee. And Selenium supports record and a playback feature. What exactly the meaning is? The best example for this record and a playback feature is our mobile phones. In our mobile phones, we used to have either audio recorder or else a video recorder. Whenever you clicked on a record button, it is capturing both audio and a video. And whenever you are clicking on a play button, it is playbacking the video, whatever it captured. The same way here, the record and a playback feature will work on a browser. Whatever the actions we are performing on the browser, for those actions, our tool will record the scripts and even it will play back the script on the browser. Okay, so this is another advantage of this tool, and it supports multiple programming languages. Multiple programming languages means if I know Java, I can write my Selenium codes. If I know .NET, I can write my Selenium codes. If I know Ruby, I can write my Selenium code. If I know Python, I can write my Selenium code. So it means if at all we are familiarized with any one of the programming languages, we can write down our Selenium codes. And whatever the test script we have prepared, we can run it across multiple browsers. I can run my script on an IE browser, Firefox browser, Chrome browser, whatever the browser might be, I can execute my prepared test script. So, and even a few more advantages are there, like we can conduct some kind of a load testing, cross browser, cross OS, all those things we can conduct using a Selenium. We will be discussing about what is a load testing, what is a cross browser, cross OS in our further topics. But these are all the various advantages of this tool. Okay, coming to the disadvantages associated to this particular tool, using Selenium, we can automate only a web-based applications. So whenever you are working on an application, if at all any window-based pop-up got displayed, it's not possible for us to automate such kind of a window-based pop-ups using Selenium. Okay, using Selenium, we can automate only a web-based applications. The another limitation is an open source tool. Okay, the another limitation is an open source tool. So as it is an open source tool, whenever we are trying to automate an application, when we stuck at a particular point means we don't get any proper support from the Selenium team. This is another limitation. Generally, an example for the first limitation is, assume that you have a 2 GB of a free space in your machine, and when you try to save 10 GB of information in your machine. Is it possible for us to save 10 GB of information in our machine? Our machine is having just a 2 GB of a free space, guys. We do have just a 2 GB of a free space. Is it possible for us to save this 10 GB of information? It's not at all possible for us to save this information. In those cases, we are using an external hard disk to save this information. Right? We are using an external hard disk to save this information. The same way, how we are using an external hard disk to save the information, by default, we can't handle any kind of a window-based scenarios, but by adding some third-party tools, we are gonna handle window-based scenarios using our tool. Okay, window-based scenarios using our tool. That's fine, guys. Done up to here. And moving on to the another limitation, open source tool. Even though open source tool is a limitation, but we do have a number of Google groups where in which we will get better solutions for all of our issues. So the ultimate point is, even though the Selenium is having a limitations, we are overcoming those limitations. Okay, even though the Selenium is having a limitations, we are just overcoming those kinds of limitations, guys. Am I clear for everybody, or do you people have any specific questions for me, guys? Am I clear for you all, or do you have any specific questions for me?
No, I'm fine with this.
Cool, guys. So done up to here. So this is about